Hello, English Flint Man here. Been a while, but today we're going to do a piece of porcelain toilet from the back of a system. It's a real nice thick, it's not the actual toilet, it's the back system. So it does chip off quite nice. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to break off a piece that we like. So if we put it on there, aim this back here a bit. Obviously get some gloves on. Use a little hammer stone. We're aiming to get probably 4 pieces out of this. And obviously to do that, we need to do this. Okay. Right, so we end up with 5 pieces. And it's really good for practicing on. I think we'll start with this. Probably gonna go for a shape that we all sort of recognise, and that is the classical point that we all come to know through flint knapping. So we want to remove all this. This may end up smaller. We'll try and replicate it on the other side as well, so it gives us a general idea of what's, going on. So I want to be getting rid of all this. This might end up smaller. This will end up smaller. But the idea is to remove all this. If it does end up smaller, it doesn't matter. It's quite a nice piece. It's quite nice and thick as well. I got this down my local tip today. It's basically back of a toilet, like I said. But there's always loads in there, and it's good for practicing. My flint pile at the moment is a little bit not great. And I've been so busy with my dad at the hospital and painting my parents' house, like trying to do a bit of painting for them, just doing general life stuff. I've not really done a lot of napping. It's also extremely cold in my garage as well, which I have said before. So that does put me off a lot of the time. But we're going to use today the copper bar, which is probably about a quarter thick, a quarter of an inch bar. Just make sure that it's nicely sharpened up, so it removes much better. But there's a few ways we can do this. Obviously that goes behind the leg, like so. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. There's a few ways of doing it. Could use hammerstone, can use copper boppers. These are absolutely fantastic. I've had these now quite a lot of months, probably 6 months. They're still going strong. Unbelievable things. Best thing I've ever bought. So what we're going to try and do is try and do La Famoire technique, where we go over and under. Sort of like a zigzag, more of a zigzag shape. And you know, this is good practice for like new beginners. I actually feel like a new beginner at the moment because I'm really rusty. I've not done anything. I just haven't had the chance. So I feel a bit, well, we'll see. I mean, you know, I've got a sneaking feeling this will snap in half because I've lost my rhythm, as it were. I always lose it after a couple of weeks. It goes and I have to start over again. But obviously I know the basics. So I can use the so this is what we want, these large removals. And this is as close as you're going to get to real stone. Especially stone that's slabbed like that. See, in the UK, we've got nothing that's slabbed. We have to do it all from a piece of big old flint, like something like that. And then it's a matter of removing sections off of it, which is quite good. But I would much prefer if they were slabbed. And if you find a piece of flint that is tabular, slabbed, like, you know, if you find a piece of flint or whatever stone and it's sort of that sort of shape, then that's a dream come true. You can see flint knappers when they find tabular shapes, you know, it's exciting. And I have found quite a few in the past, but it's difficult in the UK to get it because no one cuts it over here. You have to buy all your stuff from the States. But anyway, let's get back to this. So we're going over, we're going under. That's what we want. We want these large removals. It's actually working quite nice. Yeah, I've just been doing various bits and bobs and just have not had the chance to do it. Weather doesn't help. But let's hope we can get a little bit of a result out of this. And maybe make something of it. So what we're doing now is we're roughing it out to get the right shape that we want. As you can see. So we're slowly getting to some sort of shape. We're a bit off up here at the moment, but like I say, as we work our way round, right, that's something that you don't want to do because they do snap quite easily. You know, it's an inexpensive way to practice. Obviously, it's not the same as stone, but you're getting very close to it. And if this can break at any second, which obviously a lot of people do know that. And also another thing is glass, which I'm going to start practicing with, because when you run out of product, then you have to diversify, as it were, and pick up some nice, you know, bottle the bottoms of. Right, I'm going to reduce the bopper size down now. So I've been using this one. I'm now going to go for this one. This one's about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 inch. This is about 3/4. So there's a lot less weight in this one, because we don't want to send a fracture running right the way through it. What we're trying to do is remove this porcelain on the top here. And as you can see, there's still the original surface there. So we need to get these, drive these right across. We are getting to the stage now where, right, so that's a really good removal. Okay, you see that? That's where it ended. So we got rid of that. That's nice. There's another nice one. That's nice. There's a big removal of porcelain there, look. But you've got to be extremely careful. And this can snap in half at any time, which it probably will, because I'm very rusty. But there you go. So you're near enough across there now. Just making sure the edge is quite sturdy. So grinding it's going to keep it from, obviously it gives it better, the fractures go across better, like that. Nice removal. Same again. Right, okay, so there's quite a bit off there. We've got a nice flat air surface there. We're gonna try and get that removed. Like a bit of a box section. Wasn't too bad. And I think a lot to do with napping as well is confidence. Once you feel confident that you know what you're doing to a certain degree, you tend not to break stuff as much. So there is a lot of skill involved, but there's also a certain amount of luck and a lot of confidence. If you have that confidence, then it does make your napping journey a lot easier. but you can lose that confidence. It's like anything. I mean, you know, sportsmen have problems. They, you know, they're doing their usual sports, and then they lose a bit of confidence. You know, like footballers, they don't score goals all of a sudden because their confidence goes. And this is the same with napping, same thing. It's making sure that you're always practicing, but sometimes you have to stop practicing. You have to just have a time out from it. So far, so good. We're getting the initial shape going. Still need to drive some flakes across. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to, going to try and drive a few more from this side with the bopper, and then we're going to go on to the copper bar for a bit of indirect. See, what you want to lose is width. You want to lose width across here, but you don't want to lose length. Right, so we've got quite a majority of off here. We've got a little bit of cortex in there, which is i.e. the porcelain, and the same with this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to change strategy now, and we're going to try and take off this side. Right, well that was quite a mad removal there. Right, okay, so we're now going to start on an indirect bar. So first of all, we're going to grind this up. Took out quite a big chunk there, but I managed to get it back to normal. Right, okay, so we're going onto the bar. Get rid of the boppers. See if we can get this in a bit closer. There we go. It's not the best picture in the world, but it'll do the job. Right, so we're going to use this direct bar now to try and drive these flakes across. This is where it can go wrong awfully bad. So, but we might be all right. So you want to get those right, driving them right across. That's what we want. So we've got a zigzag pattern going across. That's it. We're going to get in there. Right. So we're getting to the fundamental shape. Right, we're going to go around the back, holding this, supporting the back of this. I'm going to try and take away a few bits here, because this is where you get the end shock happening. Right, so all that flat surface is nigh on gone. Just got a little tiny bit left here. It's a bit step here and there, but try and get that down with the hammer stone. Nice. Well, so far so good. I think I'm going to do a few videos with these. Because it's nice to work with something that's already slabbed. And you don't see many videos with people doing porcelain. Anyway, let's get back to the job in hand. Right, so we need to get these removals going across onto this white. So this is going to be, there's a nice one there. Okay. Right, well I did say, didn't I? Yeah, okay, let's end the video. But this is the first video of the practice, the comeback as it were. So, you know, it wasn't too bad. We did get quite a lot of the way there. I think I'll probably lose that bit and maybe turn this quickly into a small point, which is quite easy to do. I don't like losing the width on things because it's a bit, you know, it's a bit of a disappointment, but like they say, you've got to carry on at it, and you know, hopefully you can salvage something from the mess, as it were. Trying to keep that centre line as best you can. Oh, right, that's okay, that's gone. Okay, but that's probably because I'm rushing it. But anyway, it gives you an idea that, you know, porcelain is a great practice, and obviously I am very, very rusty at the moment. So yeah, we'll end the video there, just to give you an idea. So, you know, you can go out, collect, you know, floor tiles, wall tiles, back of the toilet system is great. Not the toilet itself, the back system, the square bit. So yeah, we'll leave that for another time. I have got obviously other pieces here, which I'll do a separate video on them. But yeah, so it's a short little video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. There will be more content coming because you know, at the moment it's just so difficult to get videos out. Just finding I've got no time. The weather's not great, and you know, just living life really. So like and subscribe, share the videos, comment. I like to see your comments. Yeah, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.